Is it recording?
Yeah, it's recording.
Is it recording?
It's recording.
Welcome, everybody, to Life in the World to Come.
I'm Will Wood.
I'm Chris Dunn. And guess what? Fuck podcasting. We're finished with it. We're fucking novelists now.
Yeah, this is the last episode.
This is the last episode.
And we're not going to be doing our usual format for this episode. We're going to be talking about writing a novel.
We're just going to be talking about writing novels. I wrote like 2,400 words of a thing that is ostensibly for the Patreon, but you frankly wouldn't know it looking at it. And I've decided that I'm a writer now.
Excellent.
I'm done.
Excellent, man.
I've been going my whole life writing the first half page of things, and then it's done.
Right.
And then it's just over. I can't do anymore.
Right.
And the other day, I sat down and I wrote like a full chapter of a thing, and it honestly, it's again like you're gonna say like, no, this is your mental illness curing itself, but it felt like mental illness. It felt like me blacking out and waking up and being like, oh, this is pretty good. Well, it's like my body was taken over by someone who's a better writer than me, and like
that doesn't sound like mental illness.
Yeah,
it sounds like pretentious author shit.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
The muses spoke through you.
Right.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right
No.
now.
Everything I just said is predicated on the shit that I wrote actually being pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that I've garnered enough goodwill with this audience that they just go into it assuming that.
Well, you know what? Actually, I think that you've actually just made a pretty good point. Ultimately, I maybe unintentionally. But you phrased the glory of inspiration, the beauty of being struck by something and needing to put it out creatively.
Yeah.
You phrased that as a
form of mental illness.
As a form of mental illness.
Right.
And then you said that it's totally predicated on whether or not it's any good.
Right.
And I think that is essentially the only difference.
That is the thing. That's the difference.
Whether you're insane or a great artist, totally dependent on whether or not what you make is good.
Whether or not it's good. Right.
Yeah, totally.
Right. If the thing that it depends on whether or not the thing I'm talking about right now is Sonic the Hedgehog fan fiction. That's the delineating fact.
I think for the most part, yeah. And you know that's where the word neurodivergent really becomes useful to me. Is right. Because it just means divergent. It just means different, not the same. And there are many ways in which you could be different, mostly along the lines of good or bad. and whether or not this is good divergence or bad divergence is also whether or not you're insane.
Right.
Are you a creative genius or a sick man?
Right.
Whose brain is broken?
Right. And that's and a couple and maybe like a couple months or so, you guys are all gonna find out.
Yep.
You guys are gonna you're gonna see my fucking sick ass Sonic the Hedgehog fan fiction that I make you pay $5 extra a month on Patreon for.
Hell yeah, dude. I think that's gonna do a lot. It's gonna I think really honestly serve as a bit of a sounding board for your own recovery from your your obvious mental illness.
You know what's fucked up as hell?
What?
I actually I feel like putting like Sonic the Hedgehog fan fiction on the Patreon would be more on brand than the thing I wrote. I tried so hard to make it funny, and there's like maybe kind of one joke in there if you choose to look at it like that.
It's pretty dry.
There's a bit of it, the premise is a little bit whimsical, but it is pretty dry. And
look, I think all this fucking Michel Foucault bullshit aside.
Yeah.
I think you're going to really discover through the process of putting this out how much help you need. We're gonna find out based on audience response whether you should be in therapy.
Yeah, we are.
We're gonna find.
Pretty excited. It'll be good.
I think it all really depends. Because the dryness I think was phenomenal. I don't know how good you are of a writer when you're wet.
Right.
I just know you're good dry. When you moisten that writing up, does it still hold up?
I don't think it does. I think you know what it is, and this is me being vulnerable right now.
Okay.
I think when it gets too wet, I think I try to sound a little bit too much like you. Like I think because you're very you get
shucks,
because you use a lot of very flowery language. You get like very. I don't know how to describe it, but they look read the fucking prescription. You'll know what I mean.
Well,
like it's like and yeah, and I feel like if I don't like hold myself back, I get a little bit. I try to ape your style, and it doesn't work out quite as well.
You see me like playing with the microphone cable and like flipping up the edge of the rug and just kind of looking at the ground. I'm going hard aw shucks right now.
This is a sweet, warm-hearted start to the episode where we're both just being very complimentary of each other's talents
and so uncomfortable.
Right? Yeah. No, neither of us like it.
No. Fucking shut up. What are you, gay? Fucking you write. Wait, are you saying you like my writing?
Yeah.
Fucking gross.
I would love to take your writing out for a classy evening on the town.
Oh wow! I'm picturing you try to seduce Adrian Crick, and it's just.
It would either be really hard or really easy.
Well, canonically, Adrian is asexual. So
that's a good point. You're right. He is.
So I'm not sure.
This is so far been we've been talking for like 7 minutes.
Honestly,
and it's been the most self-indulgent episode we've ever done, and I love it.
I was about to say,
I'm so happy.
This is like some of the most fun I've ever had on this show.
We're just talking about how great we are.
Yeah,
it's great.
This is awesome, man. Especially after we just finished watching The Real Will Wood.
Yeah, we just finished watching The Real Will Wood.
We just finished watching our own movie. And now we're
to see
sitting
if it
here.
was good. Just
basically,
to
yeah.
see if it was good.
Because Chris and I, to the audience, Chris and I are planning on doing some like exclusive, like limited screenings of the extended cut sometime soon. And we wanted to make sure we had an extended cut,
right?
Because
we want to make sure that we don't want to use the cut that just has like an inexplicable continuity error in it for reasons that are now beyond us.
I think that the movie is so incoherent and garbage to look at that I don't think people know that there's an error in continuity.
Right. It's just like, oh, it's confusing like the rest of it.
Yeah.
How did the one reviewer who was your friend who reviewed it describe it? I forget what they said.
She was extraordinarily complimentary.
Yeah, but she also didn't say that much about the movie.
No, because
she was the only person who reviewed the movie, but her review was like, look, you got to just like, I'm not going to say anything about it because you got to see it for yourselves. And I was like, well, I would like you to say some stuff about it because I need feedback, please, and that's your job.
I think as far as I'm concerned, that was not Catherine's job. Feedback? No, just praise.
Right.
Praise that I can put over some leaves on a poster.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah,
and she did a great job with that.
She fucking killed it there.
Look, and maybe part of the reason why that is because if she had said anything about the film itself, she wouldn't have had as much praise to give.
Right, exactly.
You know? She said, listen, you just got to see it for yourself because it's so crazy and good and weird. And
she was doing a favor for a friend.
Right. She basically wrote, like, this is so awesome and it's inexplicable.
Well, it's like,
and I can't even describe it.
I couldn't even tell you why it's awesome.
It's ineffable. Because if I were to F it, you'd know it's not good.
I didn't watch the movie. I got like halfway through, but it would be weird to tell my friend that.
Right. You go to a DIY, music review, they will never be negative. Even a little bit. And I've heard some fucking stinkers on the scene, man. Of course I fucking have.
Right,
The one qualifier, the one thing that all DIY artists have to have in common is that they haven't succeeded. And so because of it, I heard some stinkers.
Yeah.
And the reviews were rave.
Right.
Always rave.
I feel like there is a certain audience that like I think there's people who go out there looking for that.
Yeah.
Like they want like and whether or not they want shitty music because they genuinely like it more or because it does something for them ego wise, it's really easy to like act like only you understand why something is good if it's not. Like, right. It's so easy to be like, I'm the only one who gets it.
I gotta say though, I feel like I'm punching down. That doesn't feel right. It feels like I'm being cruel needlessly. But you know what? Some of these people are assholes and they've been jerks to me, so fuck them.
Yep.
You know, it's not punching. It's not punching down if people are attacking you from below.
Right.
It's still
Yeah,
self-defense.
no. Right.
Which is, I'm sure, what like people who are punching down always think.
Sometimes you gotta pour oil over the fucking battlements.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And I don't dig too deep in that metaphor because like it definitely like I don't know if it holds up.
No,
but, like,
it
because usually the guy pouring the oil over the battlements is the guy sitting in the big fancy. You know, it's usually used because he has battlements to defend and the other people don't. Yeah. So like it's not but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
listen, what we're talking about right now is basically what it sounds like we're saying.
Yeah.
But the problem is that what we're saying right now totally validates Dave Chappelle, and so I think that we got to take a few steps back and really maybe put things into perspective. That
Right.
An incredibly huge part of the reason why I am in the ivory tower that allows me to put my middle finger up at the people below me, is because I got lucky.
Right.
And like, that's basically it. A computer system went, this will piss people off, and put it on people's For You pages.
Yeah.
And that's it. So, you know, what is good art? You know, what is good art?
Oh man.
Even music that's very raw and very what's the word I'm looking for?
Like I know what you mean. Like
untrained, unrefined. No, not unrefined. Music that's very underground and very
lo-fi is the wrong word.
Lo-fi is
we're getting closer, but like that's not.
Lo-fi.
The mountain goats.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I'm trying to think like what is the word that means lo-fi when you're not talking about audio quality, but just actual just full quality.
Anti-folk. Like
I always say that I used to consider my music anti-folk, but then I quit drinking. And that's just a joke for anti-folk people.
Right.
But this is weird. This has been an extremely weird episode so far.
Right. No, I'm wondering at what point the actual episode starts.
If there's ever like if there's ever
all uncharismatic edition.
It's so
and not even because it's like it's just us being like, oh man, the power of literature. Just like it's like having written one chapter of one shitty thing just immediately. Not you. You've written a lot more than I have. I mean, I've written a lot. Just it's all just like, you know, one paragraph of a thing that doesn't turn into anything.
I think I feel really weird and bad about everything so far.
Yeah.
Everything. I feel like we've been. At least I feel like I've been masturbatory and then spat on other people who haven't been as lucky as I've been.
Right.
And I really don't like it.
Oh, it's a fun and powerful energy, I think.
There's a lot.
I think that I think we gotta, you know, maybe we stop talking about our work specifically, but if we could stay in that sort of like narcissistic, better than you headspace.
Okay. If there's ever an animatic made of this episode and this chunk of it so far, if the person making the animatic doesn't draw us both in hell,
right?
And the reason why is because we've just been evil this whole episode,
and now we're like, and now we're directing an animatic of the episode that we're in currently, which is just something. I don't know what that is. Like that's a whole new other energy to it.
This is too much. I wonder how far we can get into fucking self-congratulatory self-reference, but also self-flagellatory self-reference.
Right, where it's just like how like just if I want this episode to just be saturated in just like a fucking toxic cocktail of self-hate and narcissism.
I think
just like this is like the I love me, I hate me episode.
I think that's like, great.
Yeah.
And I think that we need to take what we were just saying right now and keep going.
Right.
We just need to keep until this episode is just the verbal equivalent of amp feedback. Right. Just constant like comment on ourselves and what we're saying. And I think that would be a really bad episode, but also a great episode.
It would be a conceptually fascinating episode that I wouldn't listen to more than once.
No, because it would be terrible.
No, it wouldn't be good.
No, and here we are commenting on whether or not this theoretical episode about self-reference.
I know, we're so deep in it.
We're already getting in there. Can we go further? Can we dive deeper into this?
This is the most like this is if you're gonna make an animatic of this episode, it's just us beating off. Just like
Yeah, but it's both of us beating off while calling each other names.
Right.
It is certainly for pleasure, but it is masochistic.
It's like we're beating each other off, but we're also like complimenting each other's dick, but it's like backhanded compliments. It's like I don't even know what we're saying, but we're saying like weird congratulatory yet still toxic things about each other's
like,
dicks.
Wow, I'm surprised you were able to hold up that long.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
You really don't let the fact that you're not like particularly huge stop you from being confident here.
We got to lean into this not being for anybody else.
Right. It's going to be just for us.
This is just for us, yeah.
Because we deserve it. We've earned it.
We've earned it. We've been doing a pretty good job lately.
I think we've been doing a great job.
The first of the of the Vermont episodes, the one that just came out.
Yeah.
When we recorded that, I think we were both like very nervous about it. We were both kind of like, "Oh, I don't know if this was good," but there were people in the Discord being like, "Oh yeah, this is my favorite episode they've ever done."
See,
so like it's always like we don't need to be good. Like we just gotta come out. We gotta fucking clock in, clock out, and these fucking sheeple are gonna eat it the fuck up. They don't give a shit.
These rubes.
We can put whatever fucking slop we want in their fucking trough.
Right, because
they're gonna have those fucking piggies just get in there. Just fucking fucking gulping that fucking trash right down.
It doesn't matter. We don't even need to bother trying to separate the wheat from the chaff because these fucking people will eat either one.
Exactly.
Cream rising to the top. Who knows? They're still guzzling that shit down.
Right. You know?
We don't have to skim nothing.
It's all just like grizzle and old spinach and they don't care.
Yeah. No, they don't give
they don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit. We got like old chicken bones in there. Fucking stuff that should be going in compost.
I was about to say it's basically just the compost
It's
pile.
Basically the compost.
It's basically these ain't healthy pigs.
No, these are sickly pigs.
These are sick pigs.
Look, and we know this going into it. Like these aren't just pigs that we've made sick by feeding them garbage.
Right.
They were sick long before they came to us.
They came to us sick, and we ain't helping.
No,
we're not. It ain't our job to cure these pigs.
It's just our job to have things.
Right, we just have them.
It's just
we
to have
them
pigs
for our own unscrupulous and unknown ends.
Yes, exactly.
Like, what are we gonna do with these pigs? It's none of your fucking business. By the way, I think I like this is just a new in terms of like the expanding list of names for our audience. Sixes is pretty good. Sick pigs is also
sick pigs
pretty
is
nice.
Very good.
The bunch of fucking sick pigs.
Oh, dude. I love this. We're doing a great job right now. So far, this episode has been so good, and I think our acknowledgement of our evil has been a really great thing for us. And I think the sick pigs are gonna love it. Their withered bodies being dragged across the hay floor, bed sores and pustules, and screaming and squealing for any morsel of garbage we can stuff down their sickly little throats. Fuck them. Fuck them. They're here for the slaughter. And I'll eat skinny bacon. I don't give a shit. I'll eat lean ass bacon. I don't fucking care. This is just for fun for me, man.
I might not even eat it. I might just fucking slaughter them for the thrill of using that fucking hole punch that they fucking slaughter them with. That fucking gas-powered hole punch.
That fucking No Country for Old Men shit.
Yeah, that shit, yeah.
Yeah. Put a little hole right between its piggy little eyes.
Honestly, like this episode already has the story is progressing because we started out as just like being just like, okay, we're gonna commit to being narcissists, and now 24 minutes in, full heel turn. Like we're villains now, and I love it. I like it.
Right? No, I think this is great. I think that, like I said, we're gonna keep digging. We're gonna keep self-referencing, and we're gonna keep seeing how much self-loathing and self-hatred we can get into there. I also think it's great that we can blur the line between what is a self-criticism and what is a genuine feeling or thought.
Yeah, exactly.
And if we can
There's
wrap
a layer
that
of
all up,
plausible deniability, so they'll never know.
I think
they'll never know how we really feel.
Right? They'll never know whether or not we actually think they're sick little piggies covered in pustules.
They don't know.
Yeah. Fucking little No Country for Old Men thing right between their beady little piggy eyes. I don't give a fuck. If that's what they think, that's what they think. If they realize maybe that on some level we're actually just making jokes and we don't mean it, doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, who cares?
Do we mean it? Do we mean it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Do you think we mean it?
I think there are there's no doubt that there's a handful of these guys who are sick pigs.
Oh yeah,
there are some sick pigs in the fandom, and that's fine. You know, that's who they are.
I'm losing my
I'm not
goddamn
gonna complain.
mind. I'm losing my goddamn mind.
Fucking look, bacon's bacon, baby. Like, you know.
All right, so we've gotten a few layers in now.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that now is the time that the only way we can get to the next layer is to start talking about whether or not we're enough layers in.
Okay.
And how much gibberish this podcast has turned into.
Yeah.
Is this gibberish yet?
Do
you feel like it's gibberish?
I don't think it's quite gibberish.
No?
I don't think it's been like a steady incline. I think it's been more gibberish than it is at this moment.
Right.
I think there have been dips and valleys of gibberishness.
Okay. So,
you know?
Okay, so what do you think we can do? Like, what do you think the next step is then?
Okay.
Should we be talking about how gibberish it is? Should we be talking about whether or not we should be talking about how gibberish it is? Because maybe it ruins the fun of it if we start focusing too much on that element and zeroing in on that.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Guess what, big guy?
What?
We're already there. We're in it. We're doing the thing that you were just describing.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
shit.
That's what this conversation is.
I don't know. I can't tell.
Right? It's hard to track where you are.
I've completely lost the thread.
I know. And this is usually the part where we would get insecure about that, but we're just not gonna this episode.
No,
we're gonna see where it takes us.
We're just gonna get as horrible and vile as we can.
Instead of like running away from it, we're just gonna do it because fuck it. We got 4 other episodes in the can. I'm not gonna have to publish this for like a month, and that means it basically doesn't exist.
Right.
This isn't a real episode.
Yeah.
This is the future. If this episode is a steaming pile of incomprehensible trash, that's future Chris's problem.
Honestly, I don't think it's a problem.
Right.
I think it's a great thing. I think that we should be focusing more on making this podcast as bizarre and unpleasant to listen to as possible.
Right.
I think that the Sick Pigs edition is a great idea. I think the more we can offend, upset, or just confuse our listeners, the better this episode and therefore subsequent episodes will be, because I think we'll have a more honest relationship with our audience, but also a less honest one at the same time.
Right. We got if we just like whip them up into a frenzy, then the algorithm will do the rest.
I think so. Yeah. Should I say a slur?
Maybe.
Which one? There are so many options.
I don't know. Do one right now. Okay, and then I'll add like a bleep in there, and they'll think you did it. And then we won't have to feel uncomfortable in the moment. But they'll think we're like fucking cool, badass comedians who aren't afraid to fucking push the line.
Yes, if we do this bit where we pretend we're saying slurs and then bleep it out afterward and don't explain that that's what we're doing, then we've lost the point of what we're doing right now, which is trying to see if we can find the center of our conscious brains.
Yeah. I want this to be the kind of episode where people comment like, oh, what were they on during this one? And the answer for Will is nothing, and for me, weed, but like the normal amount.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that by the end of this, whatever we're doing right now, I want to have an acid flashback. And I think we're on our way there.
Yeah.
Shit in my peripheral's starting to get a little bit wavy.
Right. Yeah, we need to like, yeah. If anything, I'm less high than I've been for the last couple of ones.
You look very present, very conscious.
I was puffing away on it on the last couple, and it's all the way on the other side of the table, and I haven't felt the need to reach for it. You know, I got a little bit high while we were watching the movie, but like, you know, I'm like a normal guy right now.
I'm doing it.
Oh God. Oh, he's doing it for real. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, and then he, you can tell he really did it because he put it back down and it was on mic.
And then I burped.
And then it was really yummy weed, and he gulped it all down, and now it's in his tummy.
Well, yeah, you have to inhale it into your stomach because you get higher that way.
And then you swallow it, and then it stays in there.
Right. If you swallow the weed smoke, it stays in your stomach, gets absorbed into your stomach lining, gets you way, way higher.
Right.
I'm about to be so high.
And you got to be careful. You can only do that with the vapes because they don't smell. Because if you smoke regular weed and it gets in your stomach and you fart in front of a cop, you'll go to jail. You know?
That's true.
You don't want to do that.
That's true. That will happen.
Right.
I'm getting so tired. I'm getting so fucking tired.
I know, because there haven't been any breaks.
No.
Usually when things start to be, like when we get into a point where we're like, oh, what are we talking about? That's like when we pause and we're like, okay, what do we do now? And we haven't done that.
No.
We've just been barreling forward.
And I'm completely lost. I don't know where we are at this point.
Nowhere.
Okay.
And everywhere.
Yeah.
It's been there has been a progression, but like we have, like, it's like,
this is a very, very strange
energy.
It's
like imagine you're watching a race. You're watching a fucking 100-yard dash.
Right.
And the fucking gun goes off, but instead of like running forward, we just kind of get bigger. You know? Like we take like a position like we're about to start sprinting, like mid sprint, and then we just start getting jacked in front of everyone's eyes. Like that's what it is. Like it's been a progression. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you understand do you understand this metaphor?
I want to see if we can amplify everything about ourselves to the point where we are kaiju.
Right. Yes.
I want to be destroying the metaphorical city that is this podcast and its audience, kicking down fucking buildings, gobbling people up, just absorbing fucking missiles from tanks.
It's crazy that we've been doing this for half an hour.
I don't even know what we're doing.
I don't know, but it's great.
Okay, cool.
And here's the thing: I don't know that it's great. It might not be great.
Probably not.
but it's very helpful to be in that headspace of like, no, it's actually very good.
I think it's terrible
because we're geniuses is the thing, and that's the theme of this.
Well,
one.
this brings us back to what we were saying before, though. The difference between a genius and a madman is whether or not the thing is any good.
Right.
So, really, are we any good? And can we tell, or are we too mad?
But art is subjective.
Right. That's true.
The quality of art lies in the eyes of the person observing it.
Well, only we are observing it right now.
So, like, and if we appreciate it, then like then we're geniuses, you know?
That's so true.
You know, genius is the line between genius and madness exists purely in the eye of the beholder.
And if the only person there to behold it is that mad genius,
is the madman, then every madman's a genius.
Excellent.
I think the way to guarantee this is a good episode is that we just don't publish it.
Okay.
You know, like we just make sure that like us, we're in complete and total agreement that this is our best work.
I think so,
and that means it is.
This is our finest work yet,
right? And as long as no one else observes it, that it exists in a beautiful quantum realm of like, you know,
this is an episode. This is an episode to listen to unedited in headphones while staring in the mirror,
right,
and mouthing the words along to yourself.
Yes,
I think that's how we have to do this. So let's not publish this one.
No,
because it's so bad and so good.
It's for us.
It's just for us.
This one.
Nobody's going to hear this.
This one's performance art,
right?
You know.
Yes. Well,
and that's the thing about performance art is that you call it performance art so it doesn't have to be good,
right?
So that if it's bad, you're like, well, how did that make you feel?
Right?
Oh, really? Why do you think so? Interesting. Interesting. You see how I made you think that intentionally? Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, and we're well on our way to being able to really, you know, give a wink and a nudge and then be like, all right, we were in control all along. Mm-hmm. We're fully in control right now.
Well, I think we've said this, is that like that's the idea, is
right.
that this episode is really it's less the episode and more of our current mental state.
Right.
Is an impenetrable shield of plausible deniability.
Right.
Of like anything that's wrong with this episode, we can tell people that they were just too stupid to get it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that. I feel so safe and secure and intelligent.
It's a warm blanket.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, and I think it's probably the same blanket that the writers of Velma were wearing. It's like,
no.
But I think I see a bunch of their fucking stray hairs on this blanket. I think that. I'm gonna be honest. This blanket still smells like Velma sweat.
Yeah, fucking. Oh my god, fucking Mindy Kaling's been sweating in this hot bed for the past 6 hours, having a bad nap, and we just crawled in. We're rolling around, being like, "It's so nice and warm in here," but I reek of Mindy Kaling. It is the same stench that made them abuse Glenn Howerton so severely. The same stench that had, poor Frank Welker. If you know, I really, really hope it's not his final work. He's an old man, and he's been every Fred except for Freddie Prinze Jr. since the '60s, and he hasn't missed a season. He's like 80 billion years old. And this is gonna be his last work.
They just gotta pump out like a fucking straight to DVD Scooby-Doo movie just to like get him, just to like get one last one.
They better, because Velma got a second season.
Why though?
Well, because
oh, that's right. Because it doesn't
good.
fucking matter if it sucks, as long as the people making it can fucking walk into a goddamn boardroom and be like, "Oh, you thought it sucks? Are you fucking stupid? Maybe had you considered that?"
I think that maybe you just need to check your privilege. If you did, maybe you'd understand that this is actually amazing television.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that that's basically what I'm feeling right now. So if you listen to this episode and you don't like it, well, maybe you should check your fucking privilege.
Yeah.
Maybe you should think about like what it is that makes you think.
What you sitting up there in your fucking golden throne, your fucking ivory tower looking down on us. You're fucking prancing around on your high horse atop your ivory tower on your golden throne. I don't know how you got that fucking horse onto that fucking throne in that stupid little tower of yours. But you did it, and you know what? You look like a fucking idiot. Why is this horse inside?
Get that horse out of the tower.
Get this horse out of the tower. It shouldn't be this high.
That's right, folks.
Horses ain't good with stairs. This seems like it probably was expensive to do, and it didn't even work out for you.
That's right, folks. We're here to kick a horse off a building.
We're fucking gonna take this horse and throw it out this ivory tower. You up there on your high horse, we're gonna fucking dismount you from your high horse.
That's right.
And make you watch as your horse's fucking bloody corpse explodes onto the cobblestones.
And then we're going to take the horse. We're going to rip its legs right off its carcass. And then we're going to hit you with them. We're going to beat you with the decapitated limbs of your high fucking horse. We're marching right back up that ivory tower. We're going to find you. We're going to yank you off that throne and beat you to death with cloven hooves off a dismembered horse.
Woo! Yeah!
In the Discord server, they have a bingo thing that they play with. When they listen to the episode, they play bingo with it. And one of the squares on almost every single bingo map, or whatever they call it, is they talk about the quality of the episode. You win, bingo, baby. A lot of bingo winners on this one.
Fucking big money, baby.
I'm so tired. This is so...
I've been sitting the whole time and I'm sweating.
I'm sweating too.
I'm fucking soaked right now, dude.
I'm wearing shorts for the first time in probably 3 years.
I've never seen you in shorts before, I don't think.
Nobody's ever seen these knees.
I'm gonna be. You're on it. He's wearing black shorts and a black button-down shirt, and it's like he looks like a goth on vacation, and I love it.
My girlfriend called it Goth Cabana Boy.
That is exactly what it is. That is dead on. It's honestly a great look. I really like it.
I'm sweating bullets.
Yeah.
I'm sweating bullets. It is a little warm checking the thermostat, but it's more about the physical activity I'm currently putting into this, because I've been also shifting my weight back and forth.
Yeah,
I did a couple dances.
You've been mobile. You know,
I've been very mobile. Completely. Fucking.
No. We got. Oh no. Oh fuck.
I'm losing steam, man.
I can actually I can see like the little like choo-choo thing on the top of your head, just like slowly like just immediately just like that is how you run out of gas all at once, huh? You know? Yeah. Oh, I bet they can feel the change in energy.
I can.
And
I'm sweating. I feel like I was just like on the elliptical for an hour.
Oh, did you go to the gym today?
No.
Well, now you don't need to.
That's what I'm thinking.
You know?
Oh, I'm injured, Chris. I don't know if I can keep up this energy.
I kind of have to poop.
Okay.
I don't have to do it right now. I'm just floating that. Because it's the kind. It feels like the kind of poop that isn't an emergency until it suddenly is. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to poop right this second, but when I do have to poop, I'm gonna have to poop immediately.
Well, maybe we need to just take a quick break.
I fucking
you can
squirt one out.
Yeah, we can run some ads.
And then we can run some ads.
And when we're back, I'll hopefully have rested and have that energy back, and we'll be able to continue to create the greatest podcast ever made.
And I think that there's 100% chance that's how it's going to run out.
I think so,
and
too.
that emergency is quickly coming upon us, so I think it's time.
Okay. All right.
I just felt a little rumbly in my tumbly.
Oh, I hate that rumbly. Okay.
All right, let's just pause this.
Goodbye.
Commercials.
All right. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to do.
Okay.
I want to get into some questions.
Yes.
And I'm going to bring the heat with this round of questions.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I'm going to bring so much heat. This energy we've had going, this firing on all cylinders, fuck the world, guns a-blazing sort of energy we've been cultivating and then just twisting around and playing with and toying with, like we have the power of the sun in the palms of our hands. Just irresponsibly throwing fire around, whipping the cosmos into a frenzy at our will and casting them out into the world with no regard, with reckless abandon. That energy, I want to bring it. I want to answer some questions submitted to the Discord server with that same energy. Could you, Chris done, please pull open the Safari on the laptop in front of you, because that works too. Your phone also works.
I already did it. I'm fucking 10 steps ahead of you, my guy.
You are a goddamn genius.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're a fucking genius.
You're a fucking genius. God, we're so smart.
We're both geniuses.
Oh my God.
The incredible thing about it.
And now I'm South Assading myself.
Oh, yeah, let's get into some fucking
I'm
questions,
getting pretty
dude.
fucking excited here.
Dear Chris and Will,
Yeah.
what kind of premium will be put on the printed word and information in general in the world to come?
Blood premium.
Blood premium.
The premium of blood. Are you going to pay for things? Oh, yeah. Dearly. With blood. You want to print out a fucking flyer? You want to make something known to the world around you? Guess what? You're going to have to jam a fucking quill into your arm and write it with your blood.
Oh, you think that you're just going to have ink lying around? What are you, the fucking emperor of man? What is this, a fucking rich guy rocking around?
Right?
You're going to have to fucking jab a feather into your goddamn fucking main vein.
Into your penis.
Is that what the main vein? Yeah, I guess
don't
it
know.
is.
I've heard it. That it sounds like a funny word for
I
penis.
couldn't remember what the name of the important vein in your arm was, so I called it the main one. But you know what? The dick is probably good too. There's a lot of blood in there.
Yeah.
You just fucking...
Oh, you want to be able to write something declarative, something important, something that you need to get out there enough where you're willing to print it. Here's what you're going to do. Take a quill, jam it up your penile urethra. Get all the blood out. All the blood. But first, acquire an erection. Develop an erection.
Yes.
Which may be difficult for many people in the world to come, because all the radiation will make us very unhorny for the most part. But
sometimes you got to write a letter.
Sometimes you got to write a letter.
You got to get fucking worked up.
The problem there, of course, is that the vast majority of the paper that will be available in the world to come will therefore be occupied by erotic novelists. Oh. There will only be mostly erotic novels in the world to come, because the only way you can write anything to paper is by maintaining an erection.
It's true. It's true. It's not. Yeah, right. So it's kind of like just kind of a natural thing that occurs.
Yeah.
Because the only people who can write are the horniest people.
Right. And the people, and if you want to write something that isn't horny, you got to get horny first. And if you want to stay horny while you're writing.
Exactly. You got to, and the intentions of the author always bleed into the work. And so if you're fucking horned up anytime you're fucking putting pen to paper, that's gonna bleed through.
Right. So
literally.
Let's say let's say there's a bandit.
You're gonna smell it in the horny blood.
Let's say
you're gonna be able to, like.
Let's say you're trying to catch a bandit who's ransacked your village. Wanted sign. Wanted so bad. Wanted. Reward. I'll reward you. I'll make it worth your time. Wanted so fucking badly.
Exactly.
That's what's going to happen. It's going to be a lot of really weirdly phrased wanted signs.
And I'm trying to figure out if this actually answers the question that we were getting, because the question is like, what premium will be placed on the written word? And we've kind of just described the mechanics of how it works. Right. But like, how important is it? What is the cultural impact of these fucking bloody erotic novels?
That's a fair question to ask.
These fucking scrolls covered in penis blood and horny messages. Like, are they going to be valuable? Does anyone want these? I think they do.
Well, here's the thing: is if you want to write something of your own, you got to get horned up. Yeah. What do you need? Reference. You need reference materials, and reference materials meaning erotic novels written by other people's horny penis blood.
It's true.
And so then you have to keep an erotic novel written in blood on hand at all times if you want to write something that's important to you in a separate way. So erotic novels are going to be very valuable. The written word is going to be necessary if you want to write anything.
That's a good point. If you want to write an erotic novel, you're going to need an erotic novel to get you there.
Guess what, listeners? Put that pen to paper now while there's still pens and paper readily available. Start writing your horniest thing ever.
Don't
start.
Start.
No, don't.
They started already.
No.
It's too late. Well, they started years before we even thought to ask them.
All right. You know what? Yeah.
So just keep doing what you're doing. Just fucking, you're on the right track already.
No, you know what? Stop. Don't do it. Ask somebody else to do it.
Okay.
Ask somebody who doesn't listen to Life in the World to Come to write an erotic novel.
No, yeah. You don't want to cross pollinate there.
No.
Because it's like none of you sick pigs are gonna be. No, none of you. Get somebody else. Get a normal person.
Right, exactly. Paper will also be hard to come by. A lot of things that would currently be written on paper will have to be written on something like a dog.
A dog fucking scrawled on your arms and legs and body.
Yep.
Maybe this is an interesting way, but like if you think words are so goddamn important, fucking become the novel. You are the text.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
Fucking go from town to town. Put out a hat people can fucking toss nickels in while you stand naked and just kind of twirl in a circle so everyone can get the full scope of the story.
Yes. And you might be wondering, dear listener, you might be wondering to yourself, hold on a second, why do we need to write in blood? You did not make that clear. And the answer to that is shut the fuck up. Stop trying to tear me down.
Keep asking all the wrong questions. All of your instincts are wrong. If you could just shut the fuck up for 10 seconds and let us talk.
I can't do it anymore. It feels too ugly. I can't do it anymore. I feel so ugly. Okay.
So the answer to the question is like, what kind of a premium will we put on the written word? I don't know. How many nickels can you fucking get in your little hat? How many nickels can you get in your little hat for when you do your little spin and people read you?
Right.
You know?
Ink is going to be hard to find.
Ink's going to be hard to find.
I've answered that part of the question.
That part has been hard to find.
Might be posed in response to our answer to the question. Ink is going to be hard to find.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to use something other than blood, you got to invent ink. And I'm telling you, none of you are going to do that.
I don't know how to do that. Look, maybe you could figure it out. Personally, I have no idea how ink works. Yeah. So just go for the blood.
Yeah.
You know,
it's easier.
Blood is right there.
Right.
You have it already, and you're making more of it constantly, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Well, yeah, that's how blood works.
I would assume, yeah.
You don't have a finite amount of blood.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Like if you started bleeding, you would recover that blood.
Yeah, I bet.
No, that's medically true.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
No, I'm telling you, like, you know, there's a reason why, like you can give blood and you don't die if you do it too many times.
I don't know.
Listen, I'm just saying, going out into the village square and carving a bunch of news into your chest is a lot.
A bunch of horny news into your chest.
A bunch of horny. Listen, go out into the village square and let the local authorities carve horny police blotters into your back.
Yeah. Or fucking sexually charged police bulletins.
Or become the local squid wrangler.
Yeah.
Dive into the ocean, wrangle the squids, and bring back the ink. Mm-hmm. But can you catch a squid? Squids are going to be strong.
And do you think that you have the raw charisma to bring ink back into fashion? People are going to be used to using blood at that point.
Right, that's true.
You know?
What a good podcast. Would you like to answer another question and reveal more of our genius to the world?
Let's fucking...
I don't know if I can keep doing it. It's so ugly.
It's been an hour and I'm fucking exhausted.
Oh, fuck. We've been recording for an hour.
It's been a full hour.
It feels like we have 2 minutes of content that is excusable, let alone usable. We are such hideous bores on this episode. We're just two tusked wild pigs squealing into microphones about how smart they are. I think that we need to do more than just a step back.
Right? Yeah.
We've worked really hard to establish hideous villain energy in this episode. And I think if we want to take it to the next level in terms of being profound and deep and awesome, is we need to take as far of a step back away from that as possible.
Guys, we've been doing a lot of self-reflection.
Yeah.
And we've been looking inward. And some of the stuff we've said, it just hasn't been... You know, I just want to apologize.
I feel like we've been irresponsible with our platform.
There's all this, like, look, there's all this stuff you've been reading in the papers about... God, what was my crime? What did I do?
I don't know. I don't think you want to say a crime. I think that now we've stepped too far in the opposite direction, and now it feels like we're mocking sensitive subjects.
There's been a lot of talk about whether or not I've gotten into cattle rustling, and
I think it's really important for creators to hold themselves accountable for any cattle they rustle. And this is strange because, you know...
because now what's our point?
That's the thing, is we've stepped so far.
I think the joke that I'm making is when people who turned too far switch in the other direction, and it immediately comes off as disingenuous.
Right.
That's my joke.
I think,
but it does kind of just feel like we're being like, apologizing is bad.
Yeah.
So it's actually, guess what, motherfuckers? It was a trick. We've still been narcissists the whole time. We fooled you.
Yeah. Yoink the rug out. You thought we were about to improve? You thought we were going to turn around and start being nice aggressively instead?
We refused to learn anything.
That's right, motherfuckers. And here we are, now that we're doing this and clearly mocking the other side here.
Yeah.
And that's weird too, because now we're being decent again.
Yeah. It's in, but like, that's what this is. It's like, this whole episode is a fucking cup game we're playing with our morality. It's just like... it's like a ball labeled Will and Chris's true beliefs, and we're just flipping around into those cups. You don't even know there's a fucking little hole cut in the back of one of them. So like, we've been in control the whole time.
This fucking carnival game's rigged, baby.
There's no way for you to win.
Step right up, put a couple bucks down, see if you can win the big prize.
You ready to do another question?
No, but I mean, I am, but I also do want to. I do want to see if we can step away from this terrifying,
insane energy.
Because the thing is, you know, even when we're playing that game of cup or whatever, ball cup,
right, whatever that game is,
the fact that we're doing that is still villainous.
Right, you probably shouldn't be.
Right, like, that's the thing.
It's still naughty to be doing that.
The bit where are we naughty or not is a naughty bit.
Right, yeah,
and so I think the only thing we can do from here is be extraordinarily open and direct and honest and kind.
Okay,
and I don't know how to do that.
Well, I
don't know how to do that.
I think we just kind of struggle through it.
Okay.
I think we just kind of earnestly do our best.
I'm going to sit.
Okay. You're going to sit.
We're going to approach the rest of this episode as our real, true, honest, genuine selves and be as kind as we are apt to do so in our daily lives.
Ooh, this is an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, y'all. I had an old bully reach out to me recently, and that got me thinking. Will bullies still exist in the world to come? Will they cease to exist?
Well, I'm really sorry to tell you this, but unfortunately, bullies will still exist.
They will still exist, but it is... it's kind of... you won't quite think of them as bullies.
No.
Because it's going to be more of a cultural thing.
Right.
You know, like wedgies, that's like a handshake, you know?
Yeah.
It's that kind of like rough and tumble sort of, like a bunch of like the boys getting together to do some fucking raiding energy, you know? There's a lot of kind of there's a bit of hazing happening there.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of grab ass going on.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And so you might not think, you know, is there going to be like a huge scary guy who keeps making fun of your sexuality and like dunking your head in the toilet? Sure.
Yeah.
But that just means he likes you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That just means he feels comfortable enough around you to like push your buttons a little bit. It's just the button pushing is going to be a little bit more extreme.
Right.
You know? He's gonna take a bunch of screenshots of horny text on your phone and post them on Facebook. And you're gonna be like, Jeff, you fucking got me. You know?
Yeah.
It's going to like do weird psychological high school shit to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we were able to help this person with their question.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm glad we were able to answer that. And I feel like that was good content for our podcast.
Thank you.
As we grow as individuals,
yes,
and as creators, and as we develop a more vulnerable and direct relationship with our audience as our true selves,
right?
I think it's going to be important to include answers like that in the podcast.
And I think it's also going to be important to like just to like for you and I to check in with each other and just like tell each other when we did a good job. You know,
you did a great job.
Thank you.
You're
I really
welcome.
appreciate you saying that.
I think that you need to hear it more often, and I'll say it more often.
Well, thank you. And I feel the same way about you.
That's very sweet of you.
I feel like you've been really carrying this episode. I think your energy has been great.
Thank you.
You've been putting out a lot of good stuff. You know, the whole blood thing was basically yours.
Oh, thank you.
And I think it was great.
I really appreciate that. Don't give me too much credit. You really did a lot.
Well,
for that
thank
one.
you.
You
Thank
really,
you.
really, I couldn't have done it without you.
Well, thank you. You know, and the same to you.
This is terrible. It's so weird.
You know,
It's so weird.
and you know what? One of the thing is, like, I think the reason that was so easy to improv is because both of us found it bizarre. Like, is because like it felt like we were doing like, and now we're fucking clowns in space. Like it was like the same insane thing. Like
this is. That was so weird. Somehow I feel the last 5-10 minutes have been weirder than the first 5 to 10, and that's saying a lot. Oh my God. Oh fucking Christ.
You want to do another question?
I don't know if I'm fucking capable of it. Let's do a question, and I'm going to do it with energy that acknowledges and reflects the journey we've been on this episode. How do you feel about that?
Okay.
I don't know what the energy is.
Well,
I'm going to let it tell me.
I
what the
can't wait
energy
to
is.
find out.
Join me with it.
Okay.
Let's yes and this feeling.
Let's do it. Okay, we're there. Let's get into it, guys. Okay. Hey guys, I've been considering getting into fencing. Will this be good for me in the world to come? Or will all the rules of the sword be disregarded?
On guard, Scallion.
Here's the thing, dude. Will it be useful? Yes. Will all the rules of the sword be disregarded? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Oh, yes, sir.
You're gonna want to learn how to fence, but you're gonna want to learn how to fucking dirty fence.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna want to fence like a nasty little fuck.
That's right. Take your clothes off.
You're fucking you know what's way more dangerous than a regular guy with a fucking rapier? A fucking greased up lunatic with a rapier.
Yeah.
If you can like have a sword and slither underneath a door, like,
yes,
that is a deadly energy.
You want to be the dirtiest little fencing fuck that ever walked the face of the earth.
Honor is for fucking losers. It's for fucking rubes.
It's for dorks, nerds, twerps, and doodads.
Fucking forget about ever stabbing anyone in the stomach. It's backs only.
That's right.
Only
right.
backs.
Turn them around.
Flip
Spin
them around.
'em. Use another sword to
use
make a
two
guy
swords.
rotate.
You're not supposed to do that.
That's true.
You're only supposed to use one sword in fencing. Use two.
What is the law of the sword? The sword. It's not the sword. It's some swords. Have as many swords as you could possibly carry.
Take more swords.
3 swords in each hand. Put them between your fingers. Stop acting like this is dance.
It's not dance.
This isn't a dance. This is life or death. It's not time to obey the rules. It's time to lay down the law.
Fucking get greased up nude, fucking slither along the ceiling, and fucking drop down onto their beds while they're asleep.
If you can piss while you're doing it,
that's good.
That's good.
That's better.
That's great.
That's fucking because then you don't gotta piss no more, and you don't know when. And that takes time.
Greasy fencing Wolverine with his dick out, pissing all over the place, nude. He's terrifying.
He's fucking scary as hell.
If you saw that guy coming at you,
guy.
if you saw that guy coming at you, what would you do? You'd run.
You'd fucking run for
You'd
the hills.
You'd maybe piss too.
You'd
with
maybe
fear. You'd be stunned.
You're gonna want you want to piss, so it makes them piss, and then you can smell them, and then they can't get away.
Right, because you can track their scent.
You can track their scent through their piss.
Yeah, learn how to track people's scent through their piss.
That's going to be a very important part of fencing.
Yeah, it's
going to be how to track people from their piss.
Yeah, definitely piss in, piss jokes.
Don't run away now.
Oh, sorry.
Don't run away now.
Well, I don't know. I'm just following the energy, man. Kill him. It's the only. The law of the sword is the law of life and death, man.
You just got to get in there and do what needs to be done.
Do whatever it is.
You make the law.
You know what would be a great idea to do in a sword fight?
Bring a gun.
A gun. I was gonna say.
I can sense it.
You know, people say don't bring a gun to a knife fight. Why? Absolutely bring a gun to a knife. Oh,
you'll probably win that knife fight.
Oh, but hold on a second. Or do they say don't bring a knife to a gunfight?
No, it's definitely don't bring. Well, I don't know. It might be, but either way.
Honestly,
don't bring a knife to a gunfight. That's great advice.
And you know what? Fuck it. Fuck swords.
Fuck swords.
Don't put 3 swords in each hand. Put 3 guns in each hand. Guns are better.
You bring a fucking Glock to a fencing competition, you'll win every fencing competition you go to.
You're never gonna lose a fencing match if you've got a gun.
He's gonna like lunge towards you, and it's fine. You know,
Touche.
right? Exactly.
Touche.
You know, you start on opposite sides of that little thing. You fucking shoot him in the chest. The match is over.
Yeah.
You win.
And if they say, wait, that's cheating, shoot them too.
Right. You have the gun. You make the rules.
Yeah. That's really kind of like the spirit of this show, really, ultimately. And one of the main things that you can have as a takeaway from this podcast is the answer is you have the gun, you make the rules.
You gotta go to a fencing competition and steal the trophy at gunpoint.
Right.
Is what we're telling you to do. It's like just fucking go to a fucking fencing competition with a fucking shotgun.
Right.
And just make them give you the trophy.
And when you're done with that, go to a fucking martial arts fight. Do the same thing. Do that at a football game. Fucking every sport you can. You'll be the greatest sportsman on the planet.
I'm just imagining fucking Colin McGregor getting shot in the chest, and it's pretty funny. It's pretty given. I don't really like that guy. I think he look. Don't quote me on this, but I feel like he kind of deserves to get shot in the chest.
Oh my god!
Not killed, not die.
Okay, hold on.
You should not kill.
Okay.
Maybe just like laid up in the hospital for like a couple of months.
Well, you know, we're talking about a real life person now. Let's just stay away from the violence, because we do not condone any form of violence towards anybody, including Colin McGregor, who I'm sure has a powerful legal team.
I don't think that Colin McGregor should be shot in the chest.
No, me neither.
I just like the idea of him talking shit, getting in his fucking Irish little fucking fisticuffs dance, and then just like fuck, and then he's just on the ground.
And that's you in the world to come, dear listener.
Just so he understands how little value his skill set actually has. You understand?
Imagine,
you can fight. Who cares? I can go to Walmart. You dickhead.
I was gonna say,
stupid fuck.
Like I was gonna say, you know, fucking. Oh, you're good at MMA. Are you the MMA champion of the world? Guns exist.
They exist. It's fucking. There's a reason that people watch it as a sport is because it's a fucking bizarre oddity.
Right.
It's like no one fucking. It's not a thing people do. That's why it's interesting.
Being able to fight, having the ability to fight. And using that ability is actually illegal.
Yeah.
You can't, it's illegal to fight people. You can't just fight people. It's not legal. It's such a useless skill. So MMA people, are you an MMA person? You into martial arts? Well, stop, because it's guns.
Just buy a gun.
Yeah.
There's a fucking just feel that fucking cold steel in your hand. Yeah. Feel the fucking weight of it, you know? And you're going to be like, oh, I don't got to be doing push-ups.
No. Who needs push-ups?
This thing's doing the push-ups for me.
Dude, let yourself get out of shape. Fucking who cares? Like,
you know, like it doesn't look. You can do all the push-ups in the world. Not going to make that gun fire any fucking slower.
Yeah,
that bullet's still going the same speed, no matter how fucking jacked your arms are.
Your pecs may be impressive, but they are not a bulletproof vest.
No, they are not.
I'm slipping into the gutter.
What's in there? What does it feel like?
It's dark.
It's a little bit, but like it's a little nice though, right? It's kind of like very. It's like it feels almost like kind of going down a very shallow, lazy river in the dark. It's like a lazy river, but your butt is kind of bumping up against the bottom of the pipe. But like it's okay, honestly, because it doesn't hurt because the pipe is just kind of covered in goo. Like it's a gooey pipe, so you just kind of slide effortlessly along it in kind of just very shallow, just like at most ankle deep water. And it's at a very slight incline, so you're just kind of sliding, but very slowly. And it's dark, you know? It's dank.
I am that sparkly silver ball. I have gone past the paddles. The pinball game is over, and I am now descending down the goopy pipe into the pitch black, where I think we should answer one last question.
I was about to say, we're at 90 minutes. I have to poop again.
One more question.
So let's do one more question.
Welcome, everybody, to Life in the World to Come. This has been our final episode.
This is the last episode. We burned out any goodwill we might have had left in this episode. Yeah. And now we're done. We're going to step back because the masks are off and they've seen us as we truly are.
I'm here in the gutter, and I'm ready to be escorted by the gentle river into the dark arms of oblivion I am so peacefully and so just readily waiting for...
Can I give you a compliment?
Yeah.
You no one on earth is better at resigned sighs than you are. It's like the way it's perfect. It's like voice acting. It's like incredible.
Well,
it feels so real every time.
I feel like what I'm doing is acting.
I hope so.
I feel like this podcast is acting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm certainly not
an element of it.
Like, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Actually, no, wait, get me wrong. What is right? Chris, I don't know who I am.
I got a little bit distracted while you were talking because I only just now started to take in your current posture.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. It's like you're sitting and laying down at the same time. Like your body is flat, but then goes down at a sharp right angle at your knees, the way that you're sitting.
You know what I call it?
Yeah.
Back pain.
It's just you're fucking loading up that back pain for later.
All right, one last question. Coming to you live from the gutter at the core of my mind. Coming to you live from the singularity that is the mind of life in the world to come.
We have filed down our consciousnesses into a single point. Our focus is so singular that it hardly even counts as a focus at all. It's like we're pointing at an atom, you know? Right. That's the space that we're in. Is this making any sense? What I'm saying?
I know
right
exactly
now?
what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah. We're like looking at a single molecule and telling you to look at it. And so it just looks like looking at nothing, and that's the space that we're in.
We've turned our eyes so inward and focused so profoundly on the absolute core of our existence.
Yes.
There is no singular point
that
can be described through human language, but it's before our eyes right now. That true singular point, the true center, beyond atoms, beyond quarks, electrons, beyond wavelengths of energy, beyond the theoretical. We have entered the absolute center of reality itself.
Dear Chris and Will, I just got back from a doctor's appointment, and they said I'm starting to make too much blood. What can I do with my extra blood in the world to come?
I feel like
we already kind of answered it, but like I
jam a quill in your cock,
fucking stick a fucking needle in your little dick, and fucking stick an inkwell under there,
and then write an erotic novel with it, one that keeps you going, so that you can keep writing erotic novels, and other people can keep writing erotic novels with the energy that you've passed on to them, so that the entire world can be rebuilt from bloody paper.
You are going to be the nexus point of the next sexual revolution.
Yeah.
You're gonna all that shit we were talking about before. You're gonna start it. You're where it comes from, because you got all this extra fucking blood. You have all the blood you could ever need, and you know what you're gonna do with it. It's gonna be about 3 years after the initial blast. You're gonna be in a hole. You're going to be in a hole with a bunch of paper.
Yeah.
And there's only going to be one thing for you to do.
Because if you don't put a little hole in your body to get rid of some of that extra blood, you'll explode.
And you'll just like spend the next 30 years just alone, sequestered in solitude.
Yeah.
Just fucking getting horny and cutting your dick and fucking right, like the mad ravings of a fucking lustful lunatic.
Yes. Desperate to get these erotic novels out, because if you don't, you will die of having too much blood.
You gotta do it. It's not a matter of inspiration.
This is a
medical issue.
Yeah.
You have to get it out somehow.
And there's only one solution.
And you're gonna generate volumes and volumes of bloody erotica.
Yes.
And then fucking die. You're gonna fucking die, and all of your work will be buried in the earth, and 500 years later,
yes,
it will be dug up by fucking little trash goblins.
Yeah.
Fucking weird fucking mutated posthumans
Yeah.
who read it, and they're gonna be like, this is the energy I like, and they're gonna get heart, and they're gonna fucking cut their fucking dicks open, and they're gonna be, and it's all gonna be thanks to you.
So this is what lies at the center of it all.
Yeah.
You got too much blood. Cut your dick and write an erotic novel so that society can rebuild itself.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for listening to Life in the World to Come.
Fuck you for listening to Life in the World to Come.
I love you guys.
I hate you.
Thank you so much. Hey, don't listen to Will.
No, don't listen to me.
Listen, this is between me and you.
Don't listen to Chris.
You should come over here. You got a good.
Thanks so much, everybody, for listening to Life in the World to Come. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, visit patreon.com/lifeintheworldtocome. For merch and apparel and other assorted ding-dongs and doodads, visit lifeintheworldtocome.bigcartel.com. And you can send your questions for us to answer them on Life in the World to Come at lifeintheworldtocome@gmail.com. Our intro and outro music is We Are the Hellhounds by the Taxpayers. Thanks again so much for listening. It's been an absolute joy. My name is Will Wood.
And my name is Chris Dunn. Will, that was beautiful.
Thank you very much.
You did a really good job with that outro.
I am very proud of this bizarre piece of performance art that we've made today.
Yeah, it's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.